In the Rio Grande Valley, on the border of Hidalgo and Willacy counties, sits the 1 square mile town of Hargill, Texas. From its start as a land venture between two businessmen to its future as an agricultural marvel, this is a little town with a big story to tell. Join us as we explore the history of Hargill and learn the story behind the name. Hargill is at the center of a large farming area in northeastern Hidalgo County. In the early 1900s, the Busey-Texas Land and Irrigation Company laid out 60,000 acres to be divided and sold to farmers from the Midwest. About that time, a Missouri farmer by the name of W.H. Harding was looking for a change. A hard worker by nature, Harding didn't like the fact that harsh winters kept his fields barren for half the year. He heard of the rich soil and the 2 growing seasons in South Texas, and soon after packed his bags to try his fortune in the Rio Grande Valley. By 1916, after realizing there was more to be gained during this agricultural boom by selling land rather than farming it, Harding had formed a partnership with local judge S.L. Gill. The Harding-Gill Company purchased property from the Busey-Texas Land and Irrigation Company, platted their townsite, and began selling. They named the town Hargill, a word created by combining their last names, Harding and Gill. Hargill wasn't officially established until its post office arrived in 1926. In 1928, Hargill welcomed a railroad station on the railway branch between Raymondville and Edinburgh. By 1930, Hargill had grown to an estimated population of 400, with several businesses open to serve the public.
The town was officially mapped off in 1926, and there was a John Deere dealership, a Chevrolet dealership, there was Sinclair Station, right in this little area here. Then we also had a theater. We had a hotel. It was busy little town. This is where everybody came to buy their things. They didn't run off to town because nobody had cars. So this was small town living. This was great.
Like many small towns, social life revolved largely around the church.
The First Baptist Church here was the first congregation met in 1913, but the building was built in 1926. At times it used to be full, but now it's kind of struggles, but still. But this was the center of Hargill. There was a Methodist church, there was Church of Christ, there was Catholic church, there's been Pentecostal, there's been 4 square churches. So the whole town in its little mile square centered around the church. That's where you went and you all walked to church. There wasn't no bunch of cars. Each family didn't have a lot of cars. So everybody knew everybody else. You know, nobody locked their doors then. It was just an easy life.
An easy life didn't mean that people weren't hard workers. Cotton has played a major role in Hargill since the beginning, and the Hargill Growers Gin has been a big part of that.
This is the Hargill Gin. It was originally started in 1952 by K.W. Bonham, and it is still owned in the family. And this is where we all, as young people, worked every summer.
My name is Vicki Shields. I'm one of the owners here at Hargill Growers Gin in Hargill, Texas. My grandfather were here. My son has joined us now, so it's now the 4th generation. Cotton has really been a benefit in the Hargill community. Most of our gin crew lives here in town. It had a hard run this year. We had over 10,000 bales gin, 10,660 bales, which is our biggest year in probably 15 years or more.
And after the gin season, they had big town barbecues here. Free barbecue, lots of music.
I love the barbecues. The whole town would turn out. We had live music and lots of food going, and it was just so much fun.
And we'd all come. This is where I met my husband.
There's nothing like rest and relaxation with friends after a hard day's work. The people of Hargill often found that at Busey Lake.
We're at the Hargill-Busey Lake, which is about a mile north of Hargill. And this is where the farmers get their water for irrigation. But in the early 40s and 50s, this is where we all came swimming. This is our big swimming pool. And so we all came. They brought boats, they brought water skis out here and had picnics. We as young people back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, this is where we learned how to swim. And if the churches had baptizing, we'd come out here and do a baptizing service. The Lions Club had a park here and would sell burgers.
Today, Hargill is home to over 1,200 people, and with its ideal climate and rich soil, it is still known as an agriculture gold mine. One person who sees the full potential of what Hargill has to offer is Manny Scaria, CEO of U.S. Citrus.
We came to Hargill the end of 2012, and it took us a year to establish. So we already have established a very good operation. We set the momentum in Hargill. So what we have with that, it brought a lot of opportunities for the Hargill employees. We have 550 acres and we have already secured more land, and so it is going to be a substantial operation there. We are already getting there. We have our employees, those who work at the US Citrus, are all from Hargill and surrounding area, and they work hard. So together we make a new impact to the citrus industry, and we are proud that we are bringing Hargill back to the momentum of new glory.
Hargill is a small town with a huge future. From its humble beginnings as a land development venture between W.A. Harding and S.L. Gill, through the tough times and looking down the road to a brighter tomorrow, we now know the story behind the name.